I called my wife mental after she kicked everyone out of the house. We were hosting Thanksgiving dinner for the first time in our new place, and I spent all week cooking a turkey, making sweet potato casserole from scratch, even baking 3 pies because my mom requested apple and my sister wanted pumpkin. Our dining table was completely covered with food. My wife Janet had been acting weird all morning, checking her phone constantly and pacing around the living room while I was setting up folding chairs we borrowed from the neighbors. Around noon, people started showing up. My parents arrived first with a green bean casserole, then my sister and her husband pulled up with their 2 kids, followed by Janet's brother and his girlfriend. Everything seemed normal at first. We were all sitting around watching football. The kids were playing with toys in the corner, and I was checking on the turkey every 20 minutes like my life depended on it. Then Janet's phone buzzed. She looked at it and her whole face changed. She stood up without saying anything and walked straight to the front door. She opened it wide and just stood there. My dad asked if she was okay. She turned around and said in this completely flat voice that everyone needed to leave right now. My mom laughed because she thought Janet was joking, but Janet kept standing there holding the door open. I walked over and asked her what was going on. She looked at me and said she couldn't do this anymore, that having everyone here was too much, and they all had to go immediately. My sister stood up with her plate still in her hand, looking confused. The turkey wasn't even carved yet. I tried to pull Janet aside, but she wouldn't move from the door. She started saying louder that everyone needed to get out, that this was her house and she wanted them gone. My brother-in-law grabbed his kids' coats. My mom was asking me what happened, if they did something wrong. I had no idea what to say. Janet's brother tried talking to her, but she cut him off and told him to take his girlfriend and leave. Within 10 minutes, everyone was awkwardly shuffling out the door, carrying their coats and bags. My sister's kids were crying because they didn't understand why they had to go. My mom hugged me at the door and whispered to call her later. The second everyone left, Janet closed the door and locked it. She walked straight to the bedroom without explaining anything. I followed her and asked what the hell just happened. She said she got a text from her therapist canceling their appointment next week and it triggered something. I asked why that meant kicking out my entire family on Thanksgiving. She said I wouldn't understand, that I never understood her anxiety. I told her that was ridiculous, that she just humiliated me in front of everyone I care about. She started crying and said I was being unsupportive. I snapped and said she was acting mental. The word just came out. She stopped crying immediately and stared at me. Then she told me to get out too. I said it was my house as much as hers. She grabbed her keys and left instead. I stood there looking at the dining table covered in food nobody ate. The turkey was getting cold. All 3 pies were untouched. I tried calling her, but she didn't answer. I called my mom to apologize and explain, but I didn't even know what to say because I genuinely had no explanation. My sister texted asking if Janet was okay and if I was okay. I didn't respond. Janet came back 6 hours later smelling like coffee. She'd been sitting in a Starbucks the whole time. I asked if she was ready to talk about what happened. She said the therapist canceling made her panic about being judged by my family, and she couldn't handle everyone being in our space. I asked why she didn't just tell me that before everyone arrived. She said she didn't know she would feel that way until it happened. I brought up calling her mental and apologized. She said it was the worst thing I could have said. The next day I had to call everyone and try to explain. My mom said she understood, but I could tell she was hurt. My sister said Janet needed help. My dad didn't say much. Janet's brother stopped responding to my texts. We ended up ordering Chinese food and eating leftover turkey for a week straight.